Welcome back. All right, let us talk about the Seattle Kraken. This wasn't supposed to be this way, was it? Seattle wasn't supposed to be a good team. They were supposed to be terrible. We were told garbage, junk, terrible, awful team. Why even bother? They're not going to make it. And even up to about 20 games into the season, when the question's asked, well, is Seattle going to make the playoffs? The answer would often be no. No, their schedule's been easy. They're not going to make it. And yet, here we are. They're 29, 15, and 5 at the time of the break. Their power rankings have fluctuated. They were 21 early in the season. They did have a really rough patch there as well, which dropped them down. But the highest they've been is fifth. Their current positioning is sixth on the power rankings board. The odds of them making the playoffs, a startling 95.6%. Their odds are higher than Vegas's. This is bizarro world, right? Because we were told after last season, well, clearly Ron Francis drafted his team wrong. Why didn't he do what Vegas did? Well, it turns out year two is much better than year one. And part of the reason being he had all kinds of cap space with the team he drafted out of the expansion draft. So 10 games into the season, they were 4-4-2. 20 games into the season, 12-5-3. And absolutely looked for real. 30 games in, 17-10-3. So they win 4, they win 8, they win 5. And the next set of 10 games, they won 7 again. They're 24-12-4, 40 games through the season, and currently 29-15-5. So since the 40-game mark, they have been 5-3-1. Not too shabby at all. And if they continue to play like that, they'll make the playoffs. Not only that, but at the time I'm recording this, they're first in the division. So figure that out. They're a contender. Yeah, their status is definitely as a contender, and they could be buyers at the deadline, and they have cap space. So this is a team that all of a sudden looks like it was pretty smartly built. I think the rush to judgment after year one was odd because I can't remember ever seeing that a team has had a poor first season as an expansion team and people have all thrown their arms in the air and going, that's just terrible. If he drafted better and this is awful and how are they so bad? And yet here we are. Their MVP for me anyways has been McCann. You can make an argument for a lot of players in this lineup. This is a very deep and evenly balanced lineup. So McCann for me would be the MVP. Their top scorers, Burakovsky, 13 goals, 26 assists for 39 points. Everly, 10 goals, 28 assists for 38 points. Beniers, 17 goals, 19 assists, 36 points. Very good chance of him winning the Calder this year. Dunn, 9 goals, 27 assists, 36 points. Although Marchenko might score 35 goals and get no assists, and maybe it's his. McCann, 23 goals, 12 assists, 35 points. McCann scores goals. This is a team, though, that is not having a shortage of goal scorers and not having a problem getting the puck to go in the net, which is odd considering last season. But again, having cap space, being able to add Burakovsky, being able to take on Bjorkstrand, and being able to figure out where your issues are. They're getting more saves than they got last year. The tandem currently is Grubauer and Jones. Of course, Drieger's been on injured reserve all season thus far. When he comes back, they have a decision to make. Jones is probably the odd man out, although he has arguably been their best goaltender through large stretches as well. So their pending UFAs are Donato, who they just signed for the one-year deal. Susie, who, according to the rumor mill, might be on the move out of Seattle as a result. Martin Jones, again, the goaltender, who's played well through large stretches of this season. Donskoy's been on the IR all season. He's on an expiring contract. I don't think he comes back. I don't think Seattle keeps him. And John Hayden, who got called up recently, got himself a goal as well. He is on an expiring contract. Seattle doesn't have a lot to worry about. If all of those players left, if they signed none of them, they're still fine going into next season. And they're going to have Shane Wright coming in next season as well. So this team is in pretty good shape and may very well be in a position to trade their first round pick this year at the deadline. Wouldn't that be absolutely crazy? If I told anybody at the start of the year that Seattle could be in a position to trade their first round draft pick at the trade deadline, people would say, why would a team that's as bad as them do that? The reality is they're not as bad as we thought they were. And so this is where they're at. Really, with Seattle, this is a pretty simple cut and dried one because they've been on this run since throughout most of the season that wasn't expected, and they may very well be the best team in the Pacific. Is that damning of the Pacific? On some level, yes, but honestly, it's a good story. And so if Seattle ends up winning this division, if they ended up, say, in a first round matchup with, I don't know, say Vegas, just imagine, right? But let me know your thoughts. And I guess the question I would have for fans in general is how far can this team go? How much belief do you have in this team? And are they still going to be first place, say maybe top two, once we get to the end of the season? Because Edmonton's playing better. LA's shown that they can get hot at the right time, and Vegas could get healthy and get on a run as well. And then there's Calgary out there too. I was going to say Colorado, but they're not in the same division. So Calgary's going to be in the mix. So is Seattle going to emerge as the best in the division? Again, if I said that before the season, would have been scoffed at. Not so much now. Let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.